I had to do it manually.
Oh, you did it manually?
Yeah.
Okay, right. That's I guess if you go to the there's there should be like a double on the left-hand sidebar. There should be a WSO Hangout connection icon, which can bring up the Agile Ventures connection service, and there's a notify on Slack button.
Yeah,
I guess
I pressed it.
Yeah. Okay.
I pressed it twice. So
well done. Interesting.
Sorry.
It was clearly working yesterday. Something has changed. Oh well, that's good to know. Thanks for posting it manually. Yes, so I sensed a certain amount of frustration in that you said. I heard you say you're getting frustrated with. Yes, how can I help?
Okay, so I did what you suggested last week in terms of also adding the set tags under application controller. Which I did. Okay.
Right. I thought we talked about doing that in a separate ticket rather than in this pull request.
Okay. All right. So then forget that. I'll just revert back. So then the other question was is that okay, not my other question. Then I went and I did a whole lot of other tutorials because I wanted to get RVM, sorry, it's up to 2.3.1. I wanted to get the about page and all of those titles changing. Because they weren't changing. So I went and I put back.
Okay.
So that's starting up. I went and put back the view files, layouts. I went and put back the meta name description.
Right.
That I had taken out because, but how I changed it was that it needed to be like that because what happens with Google is if your meta description is the same on every page, Google will not index as well.
Right. Can I stop you there? And
yes.
It's just I think that you may be suffering here from this is a common problem in that I can see that you've got the bigger picture of general SEO optimization as kind of like this is the key thing that you're driving towards, and you're kind of doing, you're working hard to put in a number of different things, which is fantastic and is obviously in the long run absolutely what we want. I think that might be getting in the way of just getting this one pull request closed, which gives us this nice sort of sense of completion, and then we move on to the next thing. Do you know what I mean?
No, sure. I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
Just my understanding would be that those pages would still be under the SEO and getting those pages to index properly.
Right.
On Google ranking.
Yes.
So that's how I would perceive it in terms of reading the ticket to say, in order for our page to get ranked higher.
Yes. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you about that. I totally agree with you about that. I mean, I guess I thought that what we had agreed last week for this pull request, independently of the ticket, specifically for the pull request, was that we would leave off some of the other complexities, and that the one thing and the only thing that we were going to do, or at least the first thing we were going to do, was we were going to write that additional test which checked the functionality change that was in the current pull request. We would push that up. That would then allow that one to be closed, and we would branch we would create then a new branch and potentially a new pull request before we started getting into those other things.
All right. Okay.
But I guess that kind of maybe got lost in your enthusiasm for fixing. I mean, I agree with all the things that you're talking about. Is yes, absolutely. And I guess you may be in the situation where you've encountered certain other difficulties and you kind of want to solve those problems.
Yeah, like solving everything.
Yes, yes, and I think that may, although that's great, it may cause us more pain in the
Okay.
long
The
run.
long run.
So,
Okay.
I mean, what I would recommend doing is, so what branch are you currently on there? I notice you've moved to that file and you've started to write a scenario. But if we, what?
On the, sorry, let me just go back and check. Yeah. I'm on my SEO branch.
Yes. So and so you've
And
got various changes on there that are related to having the meta tags set in the application controller and the things to do with the about pages and so on. Is that right?
So not the about pages. So on this here, I've just got your changes that that I pulled in.
Yep.
So
And
and then the only other change that I updated was to add the meta description tag back in as we discussed last week.
Okay.
So that's back in. That's the only change that I did. And then this morning I started playing around with the other stuff.
The application controller. Yes, but so what you may have on that branch, I mean, is that you've got some changes on top of what's actually currently in the pull request. So what I would do on that branch, can you just type git status on that branch? So on that branch, you've got, yeah. So have you've do you want to just do git log for me? And
I don't understand what this is.
Well, that just seems like you've got an untracked. I mean, you could type more GNK to find out what it is.
I've never seen that before. More
Space GNK. Hit return, and that would appear to be a dump of the commit history.
Okay.
So I would probably, in that case, I would just hit Q now to move that, get out of the more environment, and then type rmgnk and get rid of the file. It's probably some sometimes on Unix, if you use a pipe command or something, it will dump something. So there you go, gone. Do you want to do here git log for me, and I can just have a look at what we've got going on there. So, okay, so you've got one commit there that you might want to keep. So what I would be, what I would be tempted to do here is if you just hit Q now to get out of the log environment, what have you. I would be tempted here to maybe I want to get that branch somewhere else. So what we could do is we could do here git checkout -b, and then type out the same 1121466675. You can hit tab and it should autocomplete, and then put like SEO, and then put underscore, part B or something, or part two, and we can kind of we'll keep that separately, as to know that's the additional thing that we're working on. And then you could maybe just git checkout to develop. And yeah, I would just have to git stash, yeah. And then I would do git pull origin develop here to make sure that we have the latest. Those changes in, great. It looks like you're all up to date. And then what I would do here is, what we kind of want to get is, we want to get I would do, I think we've got the pull request is there. It's not pushed up. Yeah, what I think we want to do is we want to do git. We want to delete your local one that's got the extra stuff in it, like not the part 2 one, but the thing. So if we do git branch and then -d, and we can delete that local 1121 SEO. Yeah, exactly, just that. So remove that locally, and so now we could do git checkout, the same thing, And I think what it will do is it will produce, we'll just, it will effectively get that from the, let's see if it works, just hit return there. Ah, yeah, you don't want it, not the underscore, just, no, just as it is.
Like that?
Just hit return. Oh, okay, so it might need to be git checkout origin / that, so just hit up and there's a slight, because it does this thing, if you, depending upon, sometimes it will look through all of the branches and it will just get one out. There we go, okay. Yeah, and so now, that's interesting. Yeah, so now, I wonder if this will work. Yeah, so you could try now, git checkout -b and give it that same name. And not branch, it needs to be checkout, unfortunately, rather than branch there. It's sort of, it's a little bit annoying about Git. They have this thing, like you would want to create Git, a branch with branch, but they do it with checkout -b, which is there. If you do git log now, I don't know if we would have achieved what I was hoping. Let's see. No, we've still got that commit in there.
What's this one?
Yeah, the one at the very top there. What I was, I guess maybe.
Why can't we just go back to this commit?
Yeah, that may be the simpler way to do. Sorry, I was sort of, yeah, that'll be simpler. I guess you maybe already pushed that one to your branch.
I've already, I have pushed it already.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, no, you're right. That it would be easier and simpler. We'll need to get off this branch, delete it, check out BA81AB, and so jump to developer wherever first, delete the branch again.
Okay.
So yeah, now I think you could just check out that commit ID, and you just need like the first 4 or 5 characters. No, it's not the branch name. You'll need rather, you don't want that branch name. You need to delete that 11. No, you want to just go delete. Yeah, no, you don't want any of those. No, delete the SEO that thing. You'll have to just go to the end of the line and you can hit Control A and then hit the backspace. If you hit Control E, it will jump you to the end of the line, and then you hit backspace. So you want to do git checkout, and then if you scroll up a little bit to look at your Git history there, you see the commit names. So there's the one which was the last one is BA81. So you don't need the whole thing; just the first 6 characters will do. Anyway, if you got the whole bit, yeah. As long as you got the that's fine like that. Yep. So copy that and paste that onto the command line there. That's it. And now git checkout -b, and now we give it the same branch name. Yeah, and delete the underscore. Yeah, there we go. So you might want to do git push. Well,
yeah. Go to mine.
Yeah, just push that, and that will. You can try that. I think you just do the space and then 1121 hit tab. It'll probably complain. Let's see. Just hit return. We may need to force it. Yeah. So if we just put -f between the push and the origin. Yes. So then, yeah, now we could just go and create that additional scenario. So you could do git stash pop because you started typing it already, didn't you?
Perfect.
It's, you know, the GNK is there as well again. That's
I'll remember just now. That's fine.
yeah, I mean, you might want to add that to .git ignore. There may be some side effect of whether your Git is set up to do that. Anyway, yeah. So then, I guess you hadn't started creating that additional feature yet. That wasn't something you were stuck on. Just
No,
something.
it wasn't the rest as well. I hadn't stuck on it. I've just got to think about what I need to test now. So I
Right.
think it's because this was testing the hard coded, and now I've got to just write a test to actually test the title tags and descriptions on all the other pages.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I think we're done.
Yes. Should we do that together now here to make sure we can get this one pull? Because I think it's so important to get. I mean, as I was saying in my talk over the last week, it's about there's a sense of closure from getting that one pull request done that sort of almost gives us the motivation to move on. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Okay. So. So this would kind of say, let me just get the site up here. So given I'm on the home page and I click,
So I wouldn't run Rails server that well. You kind of I would always create a second terminal tab to run the server and separately from the thing, so I can.
I'll do that. Why is it not finding it?
Sorry, I was away from the screen there briefly.
No, it's fine. I'm just looking at my other 1121. Let's check out 1124.
You're in the Agile Ventures directory there,
I'm
Rob.
in the wrong. Yes, sorry. CD.
Do you just local support? Do you have your local support under the Agile Ventures directory?
Yeah, I do. CD. Cool. Sports. Okay. So that's fine. Server is running. So you say your talk went well?
Well, I think it went okay. Yeah, I had a couple of pieces of positive feedback. We'll see. Yes. So I was just going to say here. Oh, well, go on. Lovely smoke, lovely smoke effects you've got going on there.
What are you going to say?
Well, I was going to say there's a couple of. One is, was the scenarios that we've got there is your first one says meta title description for SEO, and the second one meta title description. The first one is meta title and description for the homepage, right? So I think absolutely. And then this second scenario is meta title and description for organization show page. Like so, and I think that gives that makes sense. So what were you gonna? Sorry, I interrupted you. What were you gonna write there for?
No. So that's so. What I was thinking was, given I'm on the index page, and I click.
Click on the individual page.
Yeah, click on the individual page. Then I should see an H2 tag,
right?
A title tag,
right? Sure.
Description.
Yes.
Or title tag, H2 tag, and description.
Right. Well, and that sounds great. I guess what I would say is I don't imagine that there's this test per se doesn't have to check that we start on the index page and that we click through. We could just go straight to some individual organization page So I might just go and look for remind myself what our syntax is for that. Looking at individual charity pages. So the charity page feature is let's have a look. My computer's being very slow. I think I'd have to quit RubyMine maybe. Yeah, we've got a thing like I visit the show page for the organization named, and then in quotes the name of the thing.
Okay.
Let's
see. Are you sharing your screen now?
I'm not. I'm actually just trying to switch backwards and forwards between screens, and my computer has slowed down to a terrible crawl. I have a feeling this may be because RubyMine is being ridiculous.
Naughty.
I may have to quit that and restart. I'm just pasting it into the chat there. I'm going to shut down RubyMine. My activity monitor. Okay. Did you see the chat message there? So the chat message is in the, there you go, it was that little red one there. So that's the,
so then I visit, given I page, I visit the show page.
Well, I would say that what you've just pasted onto line 14, that should be, yeah, you overwrite, exactly. You overwrite line 12. So that's, yes, so we're on that page, and then exactly as you're doing there, you have a page with a title, and whatever you've decided is the best, like, you know, friendly pipe, Power Community Network, whatever, yeah, should just go in there.
Okay. So can I not just say title or page title?
I thought what we were doing for the purpose of SEO was that, oh, well, maybe it's not particularly for SEO, but that like if you go to that page in your browser, like I think you're on that page in your browser, like for here, like what the title of this page is workers together, and then this pipe symbol, then Harrow Community Network, and then Harrow volunteering, right?
Okay.
So I might be wrong, but if we go back to the test, I mean, this is the new thing that we've got here, right? Is that the pages kind of like title rather than their H1 or H2 tags are going to have this more accurate description of what they are, right?
Yeah.
So given that that's a new piece of functionality that we're adding in this pull request, that's the critical thing that needs to be tested.
Okay. So like that.
Sure.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's an extent to which, you know, for me, that's kind of enough. I mean, there's another thing to think about here is like line 9, you've got, you're checking that, you know, that statement in there. I mean, the things that you were telling me about SEO were, you know, it's important that we have this thing in H1 and this thing, or those are the kinds of things that if we can embody that in the cucumber test, and we can say, you know, look, the main landing page should have this text in H1 and this text in H2. I mean, don't worry about that too much now, but that's what we want to move towards, is where the kind of the high level stuff is actually captured by the cucumber test, rather than, so as you can see on line 9, that would pass whether or not How Community Network is a non-profit thing was independently of its style. So that's something to consider going forward.
Okay.
You will need one other thing to make this test pass, though, which is that we need to have an organization named Friendly in order for it to work.
Given this okay.
But we have, I can copy and paste you the, we have some specific syntax for creating that. Actually, rather than me doing it, if you have a look in the existing features, so if you've got features open, there's a charity, no, where is it? Individual charity pages folder there. DevOps homepage, individual. And then if you click on charity page.feature, that's the main one for individual things. So we've got this, you can see that on lines 8, 9, 10 there, if you go, and in the background step, you don't need the unfriendly one, but you can have it whatever. But so yeah, if you copy that and stick that in the beginning of your existing SEO.feature. There we go. And then in principle, that will run and be self-contained.
Like that pass.
Yeah.
Make
do you want
to? Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to give run that test? So let's just see if we can get you green.
Great. Do I need to do bundle execute now that you've moved to Ruby 5? No.
I think it's generally it's good safety for bundle exec. You've got an extra U there that you. Mm-hmm. So I think you have a minor error there.
Yeah. Okay, so you see what it's doing is it's checking this title, which it doesn't really test the title tag. So I think that if we had to remove this, it would work.
Well, that's an interesting thing. I mean, what I would do, are you in RubyMine there, or you're in Atom? Yeah.
Okay, move over to RubyMine.
Oh, no, don't do that. I mean, I'll just show you the way that I would work with this kind of, I guess I can't immediately on. Yeah, I mean, I think what you want to go to there is go to the step. In RubyMine, you can jump there. Don't go to RubyMine. I mean, take a. I mean, do you know in the step definitions where show me a page with the title is defined?
Was in your, I'll tell you now, it was in all your basic steps.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm just going to look for it myself as well. Almost the only thing really that I mean, I don't use RubyMine for most things. But it's this being able to navigate through I can do Command B on any line of code, and it will jump to the definition of it in RubyMine. And
yeah, I've played with RubyMine a bit. I get a bit frustrated because I'm much faster in Atom.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I know it's more powerful. I know it's a lot more powerful.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I use Sublime a lot. I mean, RubyMine is sort of too heavyweight in many ways. So what's the name of this step definition? Is have a page with a title. A page with a title. I'm not seeing that in my current, what I'm checked out. So is that maybe if I check out the SEO branch?
Just on SEO on mine.
Yeah, I've got it. Okay, so this is we're expecting this is using the capybara have title operation, right? Yeah.
Just see what's happening.
Yeah, so I think that that's specifically testing the title tag in the head element, right?
Yeah,
Would you agree?
I would agree.
So if we go back to the test, so I think I can see the source of the problem here. Would you like me to just tell you the answer, or keep scaffolding you so you can find the answer yourself?
I would love it if you told me the answer, please.
Yeah, I think that the issue here is that what you've got is we're checking for a page with the title "Workers Together with Him," and that's a particular organization that's on the develop server in the develop database. But we've set up our test to create a organization called Friendly. So if you look on in the error message, then it says expected friendly, what have you. It's actually expecting, rather than workers together with him, to have the word friendly, I think. So I think you can probably make this test pass if you go back to the cucumber step and on line 18.
I see. Okay. Makes sense.
And I think that's one of the trickiest things actually about, managing this whole testing and this, that, and the other in Rails is keeping that, the mental model of the different databases and what's in them and so on.
All green.
Yay.
Love it.
We like green. Yes.
Fantastic. Okay. So I just need to push this?
Yeah, so you could push that up into that branch and it should go straight onto the pull request, and then we can get that merged in, which will be great.
Okay, great.
And I think probably what we should do, because it sounds like there's lots of other, we've almost kind of got an SEO epic here in terms of all the different pieces to do. And so probably what we should do next, before necessarily diving, obviously feel free to experiment and play around, whatever. But so probably what we want to do is make a list of the different things that we want to get done. So for example, volunteer pages showing the things, the about pages and so on. And then let's work on each of those separately and get them merged in as separate
features.
Separate pull requests as part of a bigger epic, so that we can sort of have a series of bite-sized chunks, really, because it's complexity that's the killer in terms of getting these things done. Yeah. And the other thing I was going to say to think about is, you've got this wonderful expert domain knowledge about, oh yes, there needs to be a match up between the H1 title tag and the title, or this, that, and the other. Feel free to put that into the cucumber tests as comments about what needs to happen, even if you can't necessarily work out exactly how to write a test to make it happen. And I can help, adjust, the cucumbers to get tighter on, replicating your domain knowledge, so that we don't, like, it would be a shame that you've put all these great things in if we then screw them up later on because we haven't got the cucumber test to be as tight as possible.
No, sure. Perfect. Okay, great. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. I will catch up with you later.
Great. Have a good afternoon.
You too. Bye for now.
Bye.